Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you've had an amazing day. And welcome to the Sunday night coaching Zoom. We do this the same place, same time, every Sunday evening, and it's always fun. It's like a family reunion coming together all over the world to do this on Sunday evening. And, it's just a time to spend just a little interaction together before we kick off our week. It's kind of, for me, it's like kind of a putting armor on for the week, right? You surround yourself with just good people that's on the same mission you are, and it kind of sets your focus for the upcoming week. And tonight I've got some guests that, you won't be surprised who they are, and you've seen them on the flyers, but there is a specific reason they're on the call tonight. Okay. And before I kind of go through a couple of things, if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down and let it kind of marinate with you. Okay. You and me, as human beings, we're the sum of the nucleus of people, the five. Some people say the average of the five people you hang around the most. But as human beings, we start to act, talk, and live our life like our inner circle. Okay? So surrounding yourself with the right, like-minded people is what I want to marinate with you tonight. Okay? I want you to think about that. And then beside it, I want as the night goes on, I want you to write goal. And what is it that you're here for? Like what would you like to accomplish that you're on this Zoom tonight? Like something drove you to this Zoom. You might be brand new. You might have been here for years. You might have blown up a business at one point and you've been stagnant for a little bit. What is your reasoning for being here tonight? And what would you like to see in the future? As we talk tonight, I want you to put that down for yourself, okay? So I got to kick it off on a very bright spot. And I made this post today, and I'm going to read it again, okay? Moms are the people who know us the best and love us the most. And I just want to tell all the mothers on this call, all the mothers that are part of RX Nation around the world, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I'm very grateful today that I still have my mother and I was able to give her a big old hug. And, but I will say this, I believe we all can shake our heads and say, wow, how mothers make us feel, how they've made us feel. And they're our biggest fans in the world. So thank you for that. Happy Mother's Day. You deserve it. And I hope it was an amazing day for each and every one of you, okay? I truly mean that. So, and if you haven't called all the people that are in your life that are mothers, please do before you go to bed tonight and let them know you're thinking about them today. So, great day today. And that's why I wanted to give it a little more time today, because I know so many people have been with their family and they've been doing that, and that's awesome, and that's so well needed and so much needed. And but tonight I really believe that if you zone in and you listen, we've got a good call lined up. Okay, we've got a great call lined up with some individuals tonight. The first thing that I want to do, though, and I'm going to try to keep this call as close as I can to 30 minutes. But what I want to do is I want to put out our weekly schedule this week. Listen, we've been having tremendous growth from our weekly Zooms, okay? Putting prospects on our weekly Zooms. So this week you're going to see it around different places. It will be in gray this week, okay? So we try to change the color up every week so we can stay on track. But you'll notice we've got 2 each day through. On Tuesday, we've actually got 3. And on Saturday, we have 1. We have a coaching or a training Zoom on Saturday morning. And then just like tonight, we'll do a Zoom next Sunday evening right here. same place, same time. Okay? So it's gray this week. Well, I'm going to kick this off by talking about company growth. Okay? You're going to hear from some people tonight that's taking full advantage of the company growth, and they're growing their own individual teams. But I'll tell you, I was on the phone, and if you were on the calls this weekend, you heard the energy and the excitement. But we're in a really, really unique time, and I think this is important for the call tonight. The reason that we all should be sharing RX right now with the world around us is because our world is forever changed. And that's not doom and gloom, right? It's not doom and gloom. You think about our world before credit cards. You know, there was a world at one point that did not know about credit cards. You think about our world before cell phones. There was a time and place. How many of you remember it? No cell phones, okay? I'll never forget, my dad looked at my brother. He was the first one that ever got a cell phone in our home. And he said, I'll tell you what, when you're that lazy that you can't stop and put a quarter to use the phone, that's pitiful. That is pitiful. I remember the lecture. And now look, today, wow. So we all remember those times. And, you know, our company was a few months ago was setting records, was moving up the ranks in network marketing, was having great success, the house of brands. I was so excited. And then our world made another change. And today, e-commerce is exploding in our world. People are realizing I can do business from home. I can shop from home. I can get deliveries from home. You know, they were already seeing it, but now they're seeing it all over the world at an even bigger rate. And what's happened is people have went, I've got to find a way to create a stream from when I'm at home. Okay? That's the buzz. That's the things that are going on. And so I was on the phone with our owner Friday. And Mark Wilson told me this on the phone. He said, Brent, and if you're on the call this weekend, you heard Steve Swartz say it. He said, Brent, we really thought that 2020 was going to be a year that we could really take RX to maybe $275 million company, which would be huge growth. He said, if our growth trend continues to happen, like what's taken place in our company since this time in the world, since this quarantine, since everything happened, he said, we're gonna exceed $500 million. He said, it's exploding. And I share that with you tonight because so many people on the call, you know, I had a conversation with a lady this weekend and she said, but how does that help us? Like how does that help Melissa Jackson? If Europe's growing, if Japan's growing, if the United States is growing, how does that help Melissa? There's a thing in our industry that people refer to that says all ships rise with the tide, but you got to row the boat with the ships. Like you got to be in motion. And I want to, before I start this and bring on the guest, I want to tell you my story, okay? It's not hype. It's really what happened to me. See, I came into this industry. I'd never done the industry before. I'd never had success in any other company. I was a high school principal, athletic director, been a football coach. And I got into this company. And the world around me really had never really heard about it in a big, big way. But what I didn't realize was I got into this company called Limu at the time in 2011 when I could not have picked a better time to come into the company. Right, Bobby McCain? I came into the company in the sweet spot. And what happened was when I came into it, I was eager and hungry to share, and I didn't realize it, but I was rowing my boat when the company was taking off in momentum. And that company sailed to right at $100 million in the course of a couple of years. And guys, I'll tell you personally, I saw teams that were cross-lined to me exploding that didn't have anything to do with my business. But what happened, because I was out there sharing, my business took off too. And in 15 months, I went from zero, nothing in the company, to doing $500,000 a month in sales in 15 months. And I was still working a full-time job. I was still a principal of over 1,500 students. I was still an athletic director. I didn't leave anything. And I could sit around and go, well, it was all because of me. I'm just that good. No, that's not it. I was at the right place at the right time for a momentum movement, and I was willing to run during that time. And I share that with you tonight because I see it again. And see, what happened was when you get people, whether they're on your team or not, you get them on calls and you get them on things and you get them to events and they're celebrating success together. That energy creates a combustion that people will absolutely drive from miles and miles away to be a part of. And you'll go, man, this is easy. Like people are joining like crazy. Like 4 years ago, it was hard to get them to join, and now they're joining quick. Like they're just joining. What's going on? The company is in that movement. Has anybody ever experienced that before? Let me tell you, I'm smiling inside because I know that's where we're at, and I see it happening. You're going to hear from people tonight that it's happening too right now. And they're great. They're great people. Like they're winners at what they do. But there's a reason it's happening for them right now, because our company is in movement too. So you go, how do I get it? Steve Swartz said it the best. You just run right now. Like get guests to do little actions, like 2 a day, 1 a day, but consistently, like reaching out and getting guests plugged in. You're going to build a business in a time, in a place where this company is taking off and it's at that front stage of momentum. Now, what happened to me was my first year in the industry, at the start of the company really taking off, I made a little less than $100,000 my first year. And then I learned, though, I stayed plugged in. I surrounded myself with the right people. My second year, working full time, I made over $250,000 part time. And I promise you, I didn't do anything different. People were just grabbing it, getting in, and running. They were running. I was the same person. I was sharing the same story. Right? Does that make sense? But I'm smart enough to know, and I'm not very smart, but I'm smart enough to know the company was positioned for movement. And I'm here to tell you tonight, as I talk to the owners and I talk to people in the industry, and I'm hearing other people from other companies going, wow, RX, the name is the buzz, it's happening. Now's the time to go share. So all you got to do is be a pointer of people and start just saying, listen, check it out. Let me get you plugged in. Let me let you talk to somebody and start moving people into the 4 bases. I just wanted to position it tonight for you. So this is why when I started the call, I said, it's so important right now for your number one thing that you do every week is you plug in. It does not have to be my call. It does not have to be my Zoom, but you plug in to a power source and you stay circled with like-minded people. The one thing I never did, and I'm so glad, is I never unplugged from like-minded people. How many of you, if you don't have to raise your hand, how many of you have found yourself before unplugged from the right people, from the right-minded people? And when you come back, it feels weird at first, kind of like a gym. But if you stay there a little bit, it starts feeling better. I'm telling you right now, now's the time to plug in like never before. I want to give you a site if you don't know about it. moachallenge.com. Correct me if I'm wrong. moachallenge.com. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea just put it into the chat section. So there is videos there. There's a lot of stuff on that site. Listen, go check it out. Go absorb. Go surround yourself. Go to Facebook group if you're not a part of, help me out, Andrea. It's left me.
Facebook is MOA Challenge, but the website, Ronnie corrected us, it's researchmoa.com.
So the website, if you're taking notes, is researchmoa.com. But you're going to see a lot of videos, a lot of different prospecting videos from different people that you could share with your guest. Okay? But then moachallenge.com, I'm sorry, then go to Facebook. It's a group called MOA Challenge. Get into that Facebook. Coach Todd Rowland is a part of that. He's over that. Chris Doyle, amazing multi-million-dollar earners in the industry, but good people, hearts of gold, servant-driven leaders. So go be a part of that. And then tune your team into RX Nation, but plug in, okay? Plug in. So another thing you can plug into is on Monday mornings. Every day at 9 a.m. in the morning, Central Time, me and Coach Myra Miles plug into our power source. But you cannot plug in enough to these like-minded people. We'll get it in just a second. We should do it. All right, great. Thank you. So here's the thing. I want to turn this over real quick. I want you to hear out of Colorado Springs, Craig Tomanini, and I want to set the stage. A lot of you know Craig Tomanini. You need to write his name down, okay? Craig's really, really great in the IT world, but he's been involved in our industry. He's been involved in this company, and Craig has made money in the industry. Great leader, great heart, huge transformation using our products. Like he can tell you the weight loss results he's had. Unbelievable weight loss results. Close to 200 pounds, I believe, up to date on his weight loss. Just an unbelievable journey. But yesterday we had a call. And he called me yesterday afternoon and he said, I was so excited. So excited. He went out, he enrolled a new distributor on a $1,000 experience pack. And we were talking on the phone. And before I bring him on, I just want you to know what was said. I said, have you ever seen somebody on fire? Like just on fire for life, on fire with excitement, on fire with energy. Have you ever heard a good preacher before? You know what I'm saying? Like on fire for something. Like you can feel their passion. You can feel their energy. People will come from miles away to watch that passion, to feel that energy, to see that excitement. And I said, Craig, when you got off the phone, that energy, people buy emotion, they buy energy over logic every day of the week. And it happened to him yesterday. So I want to bring him on right now. Colorado Springs, Colorado, Craig Tomanini. Craig, you with me?
I am here. Can you hear me okay, Coach?
I can hear you, Craig. Thanks for
Perfect.
being here tonight. And first thing, Craig, is share your, just a short story of you being here, because there's guests on here tonight. There's people that has not heard your story, but just your short story of why you're doing this and what's happened here for you.
Sure. Yeah, so real short version. I'm like Brent said, I'm an IT professional. I've been doing software testing for about 26 years now. I've made really good money doing that, so I've been blessed in that industry. But I was actually challenged with some health things about 4.5 years ago. I got diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. And when I say high, my blood pressure was 193 over 176. It was super high. It was stroke territory. I was 407 pounds. I needed to change my lifestyle in terms of my eating habits. I started using some of these great products. I've lost 161 pounds as of this past Monday. Just started using the Slender Eyes drops on Monday. I'm really excited to see what that does for my journey. But yeah, my physical health is just taking a complete 180. I'm 48 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life. I work out heavily 3 times a week, hitting the heavy bag, doing the total gym, all that stuff that would have killed me literally 4.5 years ago. So yeah, the transformation has been phenomenal. That's what got me involved, and it'll actually be 4 years in 5 days. On the 15th of May, it'll be 4 years since I've been part of this journey.
Well, and it's been awesome to see. I've gotten to witness it, Craig. You've done a great job. And I think one of the things is going back to surrounding yourself with like-minded people. I mean, Eva Currents, Betsy Waters, Tammy Motby, Crystal Vance, Dr. Crystal Vance, Justin Moore. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Brent Palmer.
How big has that been for you in this journey? I mean, hey, we're all doing this for a side venture. Like we're trying to grow something on the side that we're proud of. We want to have a health transformation, but how big has it been for you mentally to be surrounded with our people?
It's huge. Early on, I heard Justin and you both say, and I've heard it several times in the industry, you can earn while you learn. And one of the things that's tremendous about this industry is that, most people, including myself, come into it not having any real knowledge of it ahead of time. And so the leadership, having people around you that have done it or are doing it is just huge, because I liken it to like stirring spaghetti sauce. I'm Italian, when you start cooking sauce, you can't stop stirring it. It's like you got to stir it. You can never stop. But every once in a while, you need someone to look over the pot and go, hey, you're stirring it too slow. You're stirring it too fast. It's starting to stick to the pot. And having that kind of leadership, someone to kind of not micromanage you like corporate America does, but to really help you, to like give you the tools and say, hey, I see what you're doing. I know you're following the process this way. Here's some things that worked for me. Like those types of things for me, I'm very list oriented and I'm very process oriented. So if you put me in the box, I'll stay there all day. But having people like you guys around, and Betsy, I mean, she, like I said the other night on the call, she's the most consistent person I've ever met in my life. And so I every time I ask a question, she's quick to point me back to a tool or to a resource. And that's what I need personally. But the leadership has been just amazing. And the best part is I know that the efforts that I'm doing are also helping them as well. And that's the perspective I have really at this point, is just helping other people. So it's like a big cycle. It goes round and round and round. And I love that.
I love it. I love it, Craig. And I've watched you grow just in the mental aspect of this industry. And it has been, I know it has been, from plugging in to just different people, picking up different things. But so yesterday you were pretty blown away on the call. Share a few things that really stood out to you on the call with the general manager of North America, Todd Rowland, multi-million-dollar earner. When it comes to your future, let's be selfish for a minute. Okay.
Sure.
It's okay. Let's be selfish. Like
that's hard for me, believe it or not. But
yeah.
But
what excited you being there?
So I've been fortunate to be part of this leadership group too, and take the trip to Utah. And I didn't take that as a small thing by any stretch of the imagination. To be invited out to Utah to be with the executives and the leadership was huge. And when I was on the call yesterday, I've been thinking, selfishly, well, what's it look like on June 3rd for me? What does my paycheck look like on June 3rd, if I'm being real? And I've got all these questions, and we've been in all these trainings, and all of this information has been just kind of flowing out, and that's been exciting. But yesterday I got some answers. I got some things, that just kind of clicked into place for me. And one of those things was, we've been saying how tremendous the ownership and the executive leadership at RX are, and the field leaders that already are in place, like Todd Rowland and, everybody else that's just been really gracious in helping us get through this merger. When they told us yesterday that all we had to do, depending on where we were at in the business, is just do this one thing, right? Get this one person, or get this amount of volume, or whatever it was for that person's situation. I got off the call and I was like, well, you know what? If I don't go do that, I'm a damn fool. I'm just a fool, because it answered all the questions. I was like, well, how am I going to get to the ultimate level? How do I upgrade? How do I go gold? And to get that for life, selfishly, I got off the phone, I ran and told my family, I'm like, we're set. As a family, we're financially set. There's nothing else I have to do right in this moment except what they just told me to do. And my wife looked at me and said, then go out and do it. And so I went back out here to my office, and I pulled out my notebook, and I went through my list, like I told you on the phone, and I started calling all the people that were like on the fence, the ones that were hot. And I said, wow, you can't believe the call I just got off of. And you need to get involved now, because you know what, dude, as soon as you start, that's available to you too, this month in May. And like, you keep telling me you want to build a team, let's build a team. And I don't know. I'm a student of this industry, and I feel like I know a lot, but man, something just clicked yesterday. It was like the gears just engaged, and all of a sudden it was like the train's moving, and I don't want it to ever stop with the momentum that I have now. I've got 2 more people that I talked to today that are there. I think one of them is on this Zoom because I plugged him in. I'm like, you got to come and hear the training that we get every week. I said, it's amazing. He's been out cutting lawns because he's trying to come up with the money. Just incredible, leadership from RX. And I'm super excited. Selfishly, I'm excited because, and I wrote this down and I wanted to share it, and ask you all, are you excited? Because if you're not excited, you need to figure out how to get excited, because like Brent said, when you are excited, that's what you're going to share with people. And I honestly believe that the difference between the distributor I enrolled yesterday and all of the other people that are on my team was that I told Brent this, I said, it felt like the very first person I ever enrolled, because I believe that person heard my excitement. They felt my passion in my voice, and they were just like, let's do it. And I mean, it was just that simple. Had some issues with his bank, and he was on the phone. He's like, you got to let this go through because it's got to happen right now. So get excited. Get excited, and your people, it's like Brent said, people will come to see you burn. Just be excited and share that with people. When I started, and I know I'm blabbing, but when I started with Limu 4 years ago with Betsy, you kind of touched on it. I saw the back end of that wave, the Tammy Malpes, the Robin DeMios, the Eva Currences, the Betsy Waters, you, Justin, everybody that was involved, Andrea, I'm looking at all your faces. You guys got to ride that wave you were talking about, that $100 million wave. I didn't get a chance to do that, not at that height. But I'm here for this. I'm here for RX, and I'm going to ride it like I've never surfed in my life, so I can't even think of an analogy, but I'm going to ride it like a professional surfer. I'm never coming off the top of that wave. I'm so excited that I'm here for that. It's like, yeah, anyways.
You knocked it out of the park. I mean, when I heard your energy yesterday, I said, you got to be on my call tomorrow. because it's one of those hard things to do. But Coach Myra Miles gets it. When I look at people and go, you got to get your belief to a place where you can come out and go, you got to do it now. You got to do it now, because where we're going, I don't want you to miss. And a lot of people look at me, and there might be somebody on here tonight going, nah, I don't know. I think they need more. I want to tell you, my background's coaching. There's two ways you can coach kids. You can logically coach them, or you can bring the heat. You can bring the energy. And I promise you, if you want to see a team coming out of that tunnel, yeah, they got to know, they got to have the education and all that. But I'm telling you, the energy is what rallies the team to do amazing things, okay? Amazing things. And it's work, it's everything, but they got to feel the passion coming within you. Craig, it was in you. It is in you, brother. Keep it up. Awesome job. And congratulations to your new promoter. We're so excited to have them a part of the RX family. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dave Vance just reached out to me, and he said, I reached out to 35 new people yesterday. 35 people that he had been talking to. He said, I got off the phone. I reached out to 35. This week's going to be massive. It's going to be busy, busy, busy. There's where our mind needs to be right now. Like, is it your son? Is it your daughter? Is it your niece? Is it your nephew? Is it your coworkers? Is it people on Facebook, people on Instagram? Like, the world around us is experiencing a change that we could look back in 100-year history and go, our world has changed drastically. We got to charge. Now's the time to charge. And a person that is doing that right now from the Shoals area of the state of Alabama, that splits her time between Alabama and the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, is Coach Myra Miles. A lot of you have been on, raise your hand if you've been on the Coach's Corner and listen to that power source from Coach Myra Miles. Listen, she's never done this industry before. People always ask me before I bring her on. I know I'm going over, but the heck with it, we're going to roll. So, Coach, a lot of people, they're like, tell me how to do this business. And I'm like, you got to be resilient. You got to have a resilience. Like, you got to be consistent. I shared this business, and I kept dripping on Coach Myra Miles for almost a decade. She never did the business with me, but I never gave up because I know she's a winner. She's a difference maker. And I just always was nice, and I always just shared what was going on and congratulated her on her success. We stayed in touch, and when the time was right, she was on board. And I want to tell you, she has caught the spirit. I mean, she's got the it in her, and she realizes she's got her hands on something, but she's also having fun. She's having fun doing it, and that's fun for me to see. But, Coach, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for what you're doing and the impact you're making on people all around RX Nation. But I really, really wanted to ask you right now, maybe you can add. Maybe we go there first, because so many people, they talk to somebody one time and they don't give them the answer they want, and it's devastating, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can talk first from the perspective of me talking to you, but then we just stayed in touch, what transpired, and then, what you're doing right now to really, because you're having some major growth. What's going on in the business?
Well, first of all, thank God Brent stayed persistent with me because, I think Brent knew me well enough to know he'd known my family his whole life. And I think he knew me well enough to know that I was watching him we connected enough that I was, you know, checking in with him and I would ask him questions. So I knew the success he was having. And then, like I said, he came to Knoxville. We sat down. I knew immediately it was the right time. And anyway, it's just taken off from there. But, you know, I can't say this enough that, yes, without Brent, I would not have really caught fire and went with this thing and his belief in me. But I had not done this business before. I had always been very curious about it. I had seen a lot of people have success, but I just didn't really think I could do this. I don't know why, but I just didn't. But I have been completely blessed to have the right people around me my entire career. So I approached this with the same perspective. And the growth that I have been able to experience is because of the people that are building, that we're growing within our team, you know. And I could go on and on myself about some of the things that have happened for me, but I just think, and I'm pretty sure Brent's going to do this as well, but my team, I can't say enough about. They have been persistent. Getting told no, you know, that was very devastating to me at one time when I first got in it. But guess what? I did stay persistent because I'm sure it was Brent that encouraged me in that. And these people came back around, you know, and it was devastating. But it's kind of like it goes back to my coaching. You hate to lose. You know, I hate to lose more than I like to win. That's what it was in coaching. I took it too personal. Well, I don't think I took it too personal. I just took it personal. So I've just been blessed. And one of the stories that I want to share with everybody on this call is my lifelong friend, Sylvia Turner. We grew up together. Now, my whole team that I'm trying to work with are people that I've known, a lot of them my entire life. Wanda, Wanisha, Dwight. I mean, it's all of us, my neighbor, Kelsey, Brittany, we've known each other for a while, but Sylvia and I go back to the 7th grade. Our dads worked together. We've just been blessed to have great families, but Sylvia, when I approached her about it, I felt like she would do it, but she was like me. She was hesitant. She finally, fast forward, got in. And I kept telling her, Sylvia, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Brent told me when I got in, this is going to take a while, but it's going to happen. Sylvia gets in. I think she gets a little frustrated at first because it wasn't moving, but let me tell you something. When it took off like a doggone train. Look, Niecy, that's what we call it. Niecy is killing it right now. And she came up with an idea, she and her daughter, and Dwight and Wanda, but that is an outside of the box thing, which that's the one thing that I want to say. If you get anything out of what I'm saying tonight, cut loose and do something crazy, something that makes you uncomfortable, because that is what's going to make you shine. It will. You got to cut loose, think outside the box, and go. And what Sylvia did with her daughter and Wanda and Wanisha and Dwight, Douglas, Fred, they had a phenomenal call. And I'm so, so proud of them. The biggest reason I'm proud of them is they helped me grow and learn. What they did was crazy effective. So Brent, I'm going to throw it back to you because I know you want to say something about the group, what they did, but I just want to challenge everybody. Get crazy with how you reach people. Make it fun.
Yes. No, that's perfect. And you set it up perfect because you're taking notes. I see Dusty right there taking notes. I'm glad. That's me, buddy. I mean, I keep a journal and I journal everything, but one of the things that I think we can all learn from Myra and the team is there's no cookie cutter approach. We're living in a world today to where TikTok's going on. You might go, I don't even know what TikTok is. Like, do you realize that you can FaceTime people, groups? Like, you can put 3 people on a FaceTime, 4 people on a FaceTime. Like, right here from an Apple phone, like, I can FaceTime and have 2-on-1s. Okay? Myra's the queen of that. Like she does that with me all the time. Like, we'll get a guest on, FaceTime in, have a little coffee shop meeting right here from our phone. Unbelievable. But then Myra called me a couple of weeks ago and she said, hey, I got a 20-second video I'm going to send out for a Zoom for me and you to do with my guest. What do you think about this video? And I got off after I watched it. I thought, how in the world, why have I not thought of that? Dadgummit. But then we started sharing it with other people because it was effective. Like, people was, you know, and I've had a couple of people go, well, mine was 45 minutes, 45 seconds instead of 20 seconds. I said, well, change it up. Mine didn't work. Well, change it up. Like, it's not failing. It's called failing forward. Like, you're going to learn every time you do it, but you're doing it. And I learned, really, she taught me something. Think outside the box. Just because we say share video 1, you know, or just because we say this video is a great video, hey, you can throw a little spice in there with it, right? Might make it taste better. And then Sylvia comes on the scene. First time I went, we was not in quarantine. I went to an experience party. Sylvia gets up in front of the room, and her and Wanda, and I'm blown away. Like, they got so much energy, I couldn't sleep the rest of the night. And she just got in the business like 2 days before it, so she didn't even know what she was doing.
Hey, Brent, I need to interrupt you, buddy. I got to remind you what went on in my house that night. The Bradshaw Brewing fight song came to full effect of the experience party that night, and it broke the ice with everybody. T Black just reminded me of that. So
it did. Listen, they were all high school teammates, and they start singing the fight song. I mean, but here's what it did to everybody. It just relaxed everybody. That's where I go back to just be you, just be raw, just be real with people. And here's the thing. So last week, Myra, I didn't even know what Myra was telling me. I'll be honest. She calls me, listen, Myra's a winner. When she talks, you listen. She called me and she said, hey, you got to get on Facebook. Sylvia and Dwight and Douglas and Wanda, they're doing something on Facebook Live. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I'll be on there. I didn't even know what they were doing. Well, here's what they did. They had a Facebook Live. They got around and they were just chit-chatting back and forth like you would if you had a bunch of people over at your house. They all live beside each other, close to each other. So they just went over, had a little 5-6 person sit around talking about RX, talking about the product, talking about what all was going on in their life, talking about Limu 5X, talking about MOA, like just weight loss success, financial success, going, hey, I'm making some money. I mean, hey, who don't want to do that on the side? And the comments started happening on Facebook. And all they'd say, we'll get back with you. We'll get back with you. And guess what they did when they got off? They started following up with people. This past few days, Sylvia Turner has enrolled 4 new teammates to this, 4 new team members to this company in 3 days. 4 new in 3 days to this. Why? Because her energy level's right, her excitement's right, her belief's right. And I think you could go back to Coach Myra. And if you would have asked Coach, is there any way you could have done what you did here so far if you had not plugged in? As busy as you are, if you just said, no, I'm not going to get on any Zooms. I'm not going to listen to Chris Doyle. I'm not ever going to listen to Andrea or Todd Rowland. I'm not going to plug in and I'll just go build this business. Would you have had the success you've had up to date? The answer is no.
Absolutely not.
Belief, if you get nothing else out of the night, Craig Tomanini's belief, Myra Miles' belief is what's driving them to succeed. And their belief is created because they plugged in. And they didn't just plug in one time a week. They're plugging in. They're plugging in and they're learning and they're making notes and they're grabbing and they're stealing little things from different people. And then they're creating their own too by thinking outside of the box. So I got to turn it, Coach, can we turn it to Sylvia for a second?
Absolutely. I want Sylvia, if she can get unmuted. Sylvia, I want you to just turn it loose, soul sister, and let everybody hear what the truth is.
Sylvia, can you hear me?
I can.
Sylvia, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Absolutely.
congratulations the last 3 days. We're so excited to have your team members on board.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to everyone. Thank you for all the congratulatories. But I do want to say this one thing is that the Zoom format, it just didn't work. I couldn't get people to understand what the Zoom was all about. So I just had a thought one day. I said, well, why don't we just have our own little round table, and then we can see what kind of people we can get involved. And my daughter, she's a talker. So that's how we really got everyone involved. And then Wanda, then Dwight, and then everybody had a say so. But it's just like I have some kind of natural ability to just, like, when I speak, like, people just listen and sort of gravitate to me. But I don't want to just say I, because this was a team effort. It was all about teamwork. But it was a thought process. It's something that we thought out. It's questions that we came up with. But we just wanted to do a brief snippet and let the people know what the product was doing for us. We wanted them to see what the product was doing for us. And then so the next round table meeting that we have, then we're going to talk about the product. We're going to let them see the product. We're going to give away some of the product, because it's just, people have been calling and calling and calling, and some of the questions I can't answer. But it was very successful, very, very successful. And we hope to have more successful roundtable talks in the near future. Thank you.
Sylvia, that was perfect. And I'll tell you why, because it was you. It was you and it was a group of people. They didn't ask me, hey, what should we say? What should we do? They just did it. And I can 100% guarantee they learned some things from the first one that they'll change up and add to the second one.
Yes, yes.
My point tonight with all of this, Sylvia, let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
One of the things about you being here is you have plugged in. I hope my emphasis tonight is on you got to plug in. Now, obviously, we're all plugged in tonight.
Absolutely.
But consistent plugging in to like-minded people, how much has that helped you too here?
Tremendously. Just watching the Zooms every Sunday night and just gaining the knowledge and the wisdom. There's a lot of people that approach you and say that, hey, Sylvia, I heard that you're selling this product or you're trying to promote this product. Everybody that approach you don't necessarily mean all money, not good money. So sometimes you just got to walk away from some people, because I want people to think just like I think. I want people who want to persevere. I want people who want to grow with the company. I just don't want anybody and everybody. Because like I say, all money is not good people. All money is not good money. So I'm just looking for like-minded people who got the same attitude the same focus and the same goals that I have.
That's awesome. 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 Thank you so much, Sylvia. And again, congratulations. We're excited about that new team you got going. So, you know, here's what I want you to do tonight, okay? You taking notes. All Sylvia and the team did there, all they did was they got the word out. They started sharing with excitement to the world around them, and the world around them does not know about RX. So Melissa Jackson, the world around you does not know about RX. Will Garson, the world around you does not know about RX. Cheryl, they don't know about RX. So what are you going to do to be the voice? And who can you grab to help you think outside of the box to create some things to share? That's the beauty of this. That's what I hope you get from tonight. Two things. I hope you get the outside of the box from Sylvia and Myra. I hope you get the energy and Craig. And I hope you get the energy from Sylvia, Myra, and Craig. And then I hope you understand that if you'll continue to plug in to these sources, Crystal, Todd Roll, and other things that are going on, if you'll continue to plug in and get on everything and learn and pick up little things, as this company goes to $500 million, as this company goes to $1 billion, you're going to be a big player in that arsenal. That's the exciting thing for everybody on this call tonight. And so as we close, I want to close with Andrea Rosser. Now, she needs no introduction because she helps all people across RX Nation. But she has been a big, huge part of helping through this process. And Saturday, we had a huge call. And this was, I know we've got people from all across RX, but we talked about just the LIMU, June the 3rd. We're all going to be RX June the 3rd. And so, Andrea, you know, excitement from Saturday, what did it mean to you? And again, you know, just to clarify with everybody how to go ultimate and how to go gold this month, I'm going to turn it to you. Thank you for your servant-driven leadership.
Well, thank you. And I just put that up. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, I put it up on the screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know if you wanted that up there, Coach, but I'll tell you, you know, I've been trained on the RX comp plan. Okay, I'll say that. Let me start with that. But it didn't hit me. Like, I've been excited this whole entire time, but it didn't hit me until Saturday. And going through the different things that we heard from Coach Palmer, Coach Rowland, from Rick Redford, just knowing what we have our hands on, what we're going to be given, just took everything to a whole different level. Kind of like Craig said, where it was like, if I just do X, I get Y for the rest of my career. Like, that is unheard of. I think that's really what makes RX so special, and that they're letting us qualify for the cream of the crop for the remainder of this month. Like, it's such a game changer that, and it was fun. Like, I fielded calls all day yesterday from people all around the team, not just mine, and saying, you know, how does this work? What is this? You know, can I really qualify with just that? What do I need to get done? And it was like, yes, like, how fun to be able to just say, yes, like, this is real. Like, it really, when they say it's for life, it's for life. When they say that you can qualify by just doing, you know, what you really need to be doing anyway, it was a fantastic day. I'm more excited than I've ever been before.
So just to clarify, and thank you for that, just to clarify to everybody, if you're in LIMU for the rest of the month, okay, and we're going to go back to May the 1st. So May the 1st to the end of May, we can all pre-qualify. So if you're a member, all you do is, if you're a member, you just join, go to 2K, go to 2K in May, and you are going to convert over to the top 2 levels in the company. Ultimate, which means you get paid out the highest percentage of pay on personal sales, and gold, okay? And gold unlocks matching bonus dollars for life, like your first 3 levels for life. So those 2 things are there, and they're huge pieces of the business. If you're a 1K or you've ever been a 1K, go add go rank up to 2K. Go get to 2K. Go change your rank, and you're automatically converted to Ultimate and Gold. And if you're a 2K or higher in the company, if you've ever been a 2K or higher, all you have to do is go add 250 in volume, and you automatically convert to Ultimate and Gold. So go add 250 in volume in promoters and or customers, okay? Go build. Go get in that create and build mode this month. 250 product volume, and boom, you automatically convert over as Ultimate and Go. How many of you, raise your hand if you're pretty fired up about this? You should be. If you're in Lima, you should have both hands up right now, because this is a huge thing, huge piece for us right here. Guys, as I end tonight, here's all I want you to know. I said I was going to start at 30 minutes. It's been an hour. But listen, I think why we're putting so much emphasis is because there's not many things that come across in a lifetime that can be one of those game changers. A lot of people say it happens like 2 or 3 times in your life. There's no doubt in my mind. It happened to me. It happened to me once. There's no doubt in my mind it's happening again. And all I care about, because I'm giving up my Sunday evening too with you, all I care about is taking everybody with me. I want to take everybody up the mountain with me. And then let's get to the top of that mountain when ARX is $1 billion or a multi-billion, and we're grabbing arms together and we got our hands up together and we can tell stories together of what that run up the mountain looked like. That's all I care about. I want to take everybody with me. And I'm excited because I see the energy level, I see the belief level, and I see the people going, let's charge. And when you get a group of people together that start chanting, let's charge, there's nothing can stop you. Thank you for being here on this Sunday evening. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. Again, happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers out there. And let's go rock this week. God bless.